Yellow. That's something I definitely never wanted to see happen to Conor McGregor, but seeing how he handled the conference, it does give me faith. I could see the conflict in his eyes, the way he was reflecting over the problem. There has never been anyone or anything great without great suffering. Thus, what I saw was a man who was given a spark which buried him in reflection. I think he should embrace it. Embrace this fire he's been given. With the way I saw him handling such turmoil, optimistic yet not deterring his gaze from the problem at hand, not shying away from what happened, instead reflecting upon it, reflecting upon something so painful. He's already learning, growing from the experience.
And that back kick wrapping around the front part of the muscle on that low leg is something that I must adjust to. So it's not within me to do that. So that's what I will do. And that low one is an interesting one for sure. It's a very interesting kick. Same stance, opposite stance. It's nothing. He threw a right low kick, and I checked it clean. But the outside one's wrapping around, and even though I felt like I turned the leg out, checked it, and you have to almost turn it right out, and it has to hit the bone. It can't hit the muscle. I didn't adjust in time, and that's it. It is what it is. I'll adjust and keep going.
Instead of being crushed by defeat, he's already finding ways in his mind to transcend it. To me, that is such a beautiful thing to see. I'll never turn my back on Conor McGregor. I'll never turn my back on anyone. And seeing him handle, yet not shy away from the pain he was just given, was very uplifting to me. If there is a hurdle, seeing how he approached it thus far at the press conference, I truly believe he will grow from it. It's just tonight. Dustin, he played his game very intelligently. Thus, with that said, let's take a closer glance at where Dustin Poirier was having success. Conor McGregor is a very precise striker. He was touching Dustin very well, getting him on the back foot, controlling him, but this shot here was a very smart move. If Conor McGregor is an explosive, high muscle retention power puncher, the way his muscles expend energy, use ATP, glycogen naturally, let the time pass, making him work in ways where he's not getting punched in the face. This is what Khabib Nurmagomedov did before he decided to test his striking. This time though, it didn't seem like that big of a problem. As the fight progressed, Conor was still touching Dustin Poirier. He was still punching him in the face. But as the fight did progress, one of his go-to moves was consistently getting timed, his signature slip into corkscrew uppercut. Note how also Conor is using a more textbook boxing style. Look, he's not using the same hands-out, flowy karate style he's renowned for. Thus, naturally, with the punches that come at him from a more textbook angle, Dustin Poirier, he'd be able to react to Conor's strikes more consistently. It was just harder to see punches that come from a downward angle. Usually when Conor uses the karate stance, he compensates for defense with his fight IQ and reaction time, which in turn gives him more access to punches which not only hit harder but are also harder to see. Nonetheless though, this was perhaps a reason as to why Dustin Poirier was able to more consistently time Conor off his signature slip off a strike. He could deal with the corkscrew uppercut and time Conor against temple. When you pair that with calf kicks slowing down Conor McGregor's movement, after all, striking does happen from the ground up. If you compromise the force generators, the hips, and pivot, say, with constant trauma to the peroneal nerve, from there, not just your ability to move is compromised, but your ability to recover back will be compromised altogether. It will definitely be affected. That's where we saw Conor McGregor slow down a bit. He hasn't suffered this kind of strike before, as he communicated. The Benson Henderson calf kick. Benson Henderson, the early adopter of this variation in mixed martial arts. Thus, even though, boom, he did find devastation, even watching him recover from his own power, he doesn't look like he's recovering back to a balanced position the same way. It looks like his leg is compromised. Naturally, with Dustin Poirier more accustomed to seeing strikes from a high guard, and Conor McGregor having more and more trouble with his leg, this time Dustin Poirier, he uses a frame to hold Conor McGregor out of position. Look, the signature slip now has a frame timed against it. Dustin, he's adjusted, which in turn sets up a devastating right. This was a different Conor McGregor stylistically. It wasn't the style he was renowned for, that hands down, flowy karate style. Pair that with far less activity than Dustin Poirier, and a technique that he wasn't accustomed to, the calf kick. In the end, Dustin Poirier built up momentum in his ideal range, which, for Conor, on his leg compromised, left him unable to handle the incoming onslaught. You know, Conor prefers fighting at a range. He likes sniping you from a distance. He's more of an in-and-out fighter who touches you with fight IQ, setting up shots from the end of his reach. He couldn't find his way back to space, and Dustin, he just becomes a monster in the dogfight, the pocket. Great fight from Dustin Poirier. He did what he had to do, grappling with the intention of holding, stalling, trying to get Conor to use energy, kicking the calf. These calf kicks caused delays in Conor's recovery and slowed down a few of his punches. I do wonder how this would have gone if Conor did use his signature karate stance opposed to the boxing one. But nonetheless though, I know this will put the right kind of fire in Conor McGregor's heart. No great art, no great work, no great person has ever come forward without great suffering. I know Conor McGregor can recover from this. I have faith in him, and I know he'll grow from this experience. That's the kind of person he is. Just listen to him talk. Listen to the way he's already reflecting through what happened in his mind, trying to find a way to come forward from it. He's not denying what happened. He's not in denial. He's not in rejection. He's trying to rise from it. This is a very painful experience, and he's already facing it head on. Truly, I believe this is something the world needs to see, with so many people not just being crushed by life, crushed by failure, but also losing everything. Truly, watching a man return from the rubble, it will be symbolic to our time. Thus, to Conor McGregor, I truly wish you all the best. I hope you recover from this. I have faith in you. And to Dustin Poirier, amazing fight. You played it very intelligently. Thank you to all of you for watching, and until next time, peace.